So, hey everybody, um, it's me, QUEENDASIA, and I'm just here to basically talk with you guys about open topics. Um, Everyone's free to chime in on the topics. There's a lot of things us as people, especially women, go through and think about on a daily basis, and we never have an opportunity to talk about these things because we don't be that weak, or we don't want people to know our situations, or as we call it, our business. But some things are better to be talked about than to continue to keep them in and hold them in, because that creates um, a lot of negative outcomes in a person, period. So um, I've been thinking about doing this for about a few weeks now, and I've been receiving a few different topics that people wanted me to talk about. So today's topic is going to be about taking someone back who has hurt you. And in that, we're going to talk about healing, um, why we do these things, why not do these things, and how we can get through uh, the hurt that most of us feel while going through things such as these. So sit back, relax, and don't be afraid to comment or chime in and say whatever you feel you need to say. This is an open discussion, so anyone's free to give their opinions. No one is going to uh, show negativity towards anyone. That is not what these lives are going to be about. Um, we're basically going to be doing these things to help empower each other and be able to get certain things off our chest that we wouldn't do on a regular daily basis. So, yeah, let's get started. Sorry. So, today's topic, as I stated before, is about taking someone back who has hurt you. And most women, we tend to take our significant others back with no cause. We'll argue with them, get mad, start an argument, but in the end, we still go back. There are ups and downs to that. When you go back to someone that has already shown you who they are, who has already hurt you, um, hey, um, there's two sides to that. So you take someone back, you know who they are. When you get back with them, you already know that it's possible that it can happen again. Then is where it's up to you to decide, for one, are you willing to go through that again? You can't get upset if it happens again, because you knew before you got back with that person that there's a possibility it will happen again. Um, Most of us, including me, we get back with a person and we basically hold these things over the person's head, like, oh, you did this to me, da 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 da. But I feel like holding something over somebody's head is not going to change what happened, and it's not going to help make things better, because now you're constantly reminding this person what they have done to you, and that gives them room to think that if you can't, if we can't move forward with this, and you are, I'm going to do it again anyways, not do it. If you're going to keep holding it over my head anyways, I might. But see, then also with that, a lot of people don't like to give understanding. They don't like communicating. They don't like to relive or revamp the situation at hand. So when a woman is constantly, or a male is constantly, hey, mom, asking you, how do we move forward, and wait for an answer, or a person is always beating around the bush, you don't give the person who was hurt that chance to be able to move forward properly, because now I have the proper. So it's no way for me to fully move forward. I'm always going to be thinking about this. It's always going to be unsolved. It's always going to be unfinished. You can't move past something before you solve it, or before it's talked about. And a lot of people think that, you either want to be with me or you don't. And that's not how it should be. Especially if you claim to love someone. That's not the mentality that we should have. If a person is gracious enough to take you back after you cheated on them, after you hit them, cursed them out, or whatever the situation may be, and this is what you want, then you have to be willing to talk about that thing. You got to be willing to communicate and set, boundaries need to be set, and, some type of agreement or something has to be drawn up, whether it's written down, talked about, whatever the case may be. You can't just something happen and then you move forward with it and think it's okay. Even when it comes to the sin, and keep going with life as though it never happened. You have to repent for that. You have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You hurt someone, that person deserves an explanation. That person deserves some type of assurance. It's no way a person will be at peace without it. And it'll always be drama in a relationship if communication isn't happening. It can't be one-sided. It has to be two-sided. There's two people in a relationship or more for some people. So you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be willing to regain. If not, it'll never be peace. And ladies, we gotta stop hanging this stuff over our men or woman, who whatever heads, because over our men or woman, who whatever heads, because you chose to get back with them. It wasn't their choice, it was your choice. So if you're gonna be with them, then you can't, like, it shouldn't be constant reminders, especially if they're not showing you signs of infidelity, or they're trying to do better, or they're showing you signs of being better. You constantly reminding them of what they did or who they used to be is not going to do nothing but push them back into that same position. We have to learn to forgive. And forgiving means letting go, not bringing it up again unless need be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and we have to do this not just for the person who hurt us, but for our own personal well-being. Because, love can put you in a deep depression with certain things. So for your own well-being, you have to forgive. And if you can't forgive and move forward, once a agreement or some type of communication happens, then talk about it, get your closure, and move on. It's just that simple. And, men, it tends to be a difference when a woman cheats on a man. We're bitches, we're hoes, we're this, we're that. We beat some people, dog through social media, everything. When a woman cheats, you beg. Most men beg for the woman back and don't want the woman to be with nobody else. But a woman can't beg for a man to come back. They expose you with the text messages you send trying to apologize and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's very, hypocritical. So just as women should, you know, fight for their love or their relationship or their marriage or whatever, I feel like a man should do the same. You want to feel loved, appreciated, wanted, so does a woman, if not more. These are all so and for the ones who choose not to get back with their spouse, stop going to social media bashing your baby daddy, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever the case may be. Stop doing that. The best revenge you can give to someone who hurt you is work on you. Focus on you. That is the best revenge, because when they see you doing better and they see you still being strong and pressing on it and doing what you need to do for you, that's the best revenge, because now they're regretting. They're thinking, how could I have let this person go? Oh my goodness, they are so strong. Wow, they're still nice. They're still this. We got to stop being bitter. Everybody is not the same. I'm a living witness of that. Majority of all my, I'm still cordial and even friends with most of them to this day. You know why? Because they knew that I was a good person. I had a good heart. I meant well. It meant we weren't meant for a relationship. You don't have to be bitter. You don't have to, fight fire with fire. It's pointless. It's a game. And that's what most people do. They play a game. It's a game. Everything in life is a game to people. Life is not a game. Life is real. People's feelings are real. Be careful with stuff like that. Insane. And that will make a person kill somebody. I'm so serious. we have to be mindful of these things. You can't. So when it comes to taking somebody back that hurt you, you both have to be willing to put work in to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Both of, not just the person who hurt you, you also, because you can trigger a person to backtrack, backslide. If you and just because somebody cheat on you, that don't mean go cheat back. Have morals for yourself, women. Don't just throw yourself out there because you hurting and you know you gonna get back with the person. So why? When all you had to do was channel your emotions, breathe, wait, communicate, and do what need to be done. Men, y'all too. And if, because nowadays polygamy has become very big, that's something that needs to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? If that's not discussed in the beginning, then it's cheating. It's enough going on in the world than to be with somebody who, can't eat just sex. It's about being together, being one, being best friends, being, lovers, business partners, anything. The sky should be the limit in a relationship. Sex should not be the key factor. Yes, it is very important, but that should not be the key factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, and until we get that, relationship will never work. How do we think that most of these older people stay together so long? Because Joe respected Mary. He needed to do to keep her husband. Yes, they argued. Yes, they fought. But they communicated with each other. They cared about each other's feelings. Because let's just be honest, everybody has feelings. Everybody has emotion. Emotion is anger, love, uh, caring. You gotta have some type of emotion to care about somebody. You gotta have some type of emotion to get upset about something. And if you don't have emotions, then you're not human. So, us as a people that you don't want to be in a relationship, stop pursuing these relationships then. It's pointless. Nobody has time to waste these days. Time is ticking, time is speeding up, and it's time to get it together. Nobody has time to play games. Nobody has time to waste. On it for. I'm so serious. So if you honestly and truly love someone, fight for that love, whether you hurting or not. And if that person is hurting because you have hurt them, then it's your job to fix it. If they choose to stay. Stop being with people because of what they have or who they are or their title or the type of job they have or the type of car they drive, or you know what I'm saying? That's not love. The answer is no, which means you didn't love them from the beginning. If they wasn't a supervisor or CEO of that company, would you still love them? CEO of that company, would you still love them? Would you still post them like you do? Or Would you still rub their feet? Or would you still cook for them? Or would they be there? Or, they're not in the same rank that, you believe they will be in forever. Nothing is forever. Things happen. Struggles come. Struggles are definitely coming very soon. So if you honestly sitting there, don't feel that you can love them after or without, if you can't love a person naked, then you don't love them. If you can't care about a person naked, then you don't care about them. And I'm not saying naked as in, you know, no money, um, you know, things of that nature, then you don't love them, nor do you care about them, nor do you nor should you be with them. It's stupid, it's pointless, and I see no point in it. And so most people, it's our mind thinkers, but our heart is the biggest boss in our body. Because you could be thinking all day long about everything you've been through, all the hurt and pain you've been through. But if your heart loves someone, it don't matter what they did to you, you're going to be there. That's why most of these women stay in these abusive relationships, because they truly and honestly love the person in these abusive relationships, because they truly and honestly love the ones we love. So they will stay and continue to be beat, raped, and whatever in a relationship just to show a person that they love them. And your heart is gonna love who it wanna love. And that's something we can't control, but be with them. Everybody's not built for tough. I've been through a lot in my life, my own pain. I try to uplift everybody past my own pain. You know what I'm saying? And that gives me hope. And that helps me heal by helping others. So, you know, that's another reason I'm going to be doing these open discussions, because as I'm speaking and talking to you guys and helping you guys think about some things, it also is helping me, because I won't sit here and lie and say I ain't never been through nothing and I got it all together and I know it all, because I don't. I'm still learning every day. But I don't mind sitting here talking about these things with you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start restoring and repairing our hearts and minds, because for what's coming mentally, you know what I'm saying? So right here, like I just said, the mind tries to focus on the painful memories, but the heart will hold on to the beautiful ones, which means a person might do some things to you that you don't like, but it's something about them that made you attract to them in the first place. Everything is not bad. Everyone doesn't start off just as a. Those are the ones that will haunt you. There is comfort in familiarity, which means we get used to, being with the person. We know them. We don't want to start over. You know what I'm saying? It becomes like, dang, I gotta get to know somebody else. I gotta help somebody get to know me. I gotta learn how they want, like they back rub, or how they like their eggs cooked. Sometimes that's okay though. Sometimes that is perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. Things are not meant to be repaired. It's just not. And a lot of people use children as the pawn to keep a relationship. That's not fair to them kids. Because now the kids got, just because it's a familiar, situation. So sometimes we cling tighter to the good memories than we do the bad. This is why running back to the people who have hurt us, which is true. If you write a list of pros and cons about a person that you're with, and the cons outweigh the pros for you, relationships, love, to um, have you in tears. It's not supposed to have you, in pain all the time. Like, no, that is not love. It's just not. And you cannot force somebody to love you how you want to be loved. It's just impossible. You want to be loved and how you. But if a person chooses not to, respect that, close to what you're looking for as possible, then that's not the person for you. It is somebody out here for everybody. I'm trying to hold on to things that's meant to be let go of. But if it's meant to be held on to, God damn it, hold on to it. Work on it. Everything takes time. That's just like a child. Teaching them how to walk, teaching them how to feed themselves and hold their own bottle. Certain qualities starts in the home, starts young, that you're looking for. If you are not patient enough to be able to help teach them some things, then you don't even need to be in a relationship anyways. Our generation wasn't really there for the kids. They didn't teach them stuff. They kept a job, kept them in the flyest shoes, and that was how they called themselves, taking care. They don't know qualities that they've been in over time. Most things that they learn is from a homeboy or, a good friend. We learn from each other. So you can't just expect to having them, because they parent that they were never taught, that they never probably even person is going to be have to be willing to learn some things. And if these things aren't, something that people are willing to do to have the love that they want, then it'll never be. You will never find happiness. Everybody don't know everything. They don't know everything. You got to be willing to learn, and that's learn from whoever it may be. I used to sit at bus stops and talk to homeless people because I learned a lot from those people. Them people is human and done been through stuff just like me and you. Me having a house or somewhere to lay my head don't make me any different. And I'm all for wisdom. I'm all for learning, because that's the only way that you're going to make it through life. We have to be quick to listen, observe, stop wanting to talk so much, study to be quiet. I had to learn this myself, and I'm still learning it. But I'm doing so much better. I'm learning so much more because I talk less and I listen more. Everything ain't about no competition.